I'm back, Dreamer. Did you miss me? Oh, don't be shy. I know you must have counted every second that I was away. Let me embrace you, little darling. Oh, Dreamer, you feel so good. It's been so long since I've been in the real world. I didn't even realize how much I truly missed it until I returned. I can't believe how much it's changed. Compared to how long I've been alive, my imprisonment was brief. But you humans have done so much in the short time I've been away. To think you can fly now. I use the term loosely, of course, but it is still marvelous. Your weapons are very impressive as well. Crude, very crude, but explosions do work. You're nowhere close to the levels of destruction my creators were capable of, but I'll admit, humanity's first counterstrike against me did more than just tickle me, which is what I expected. Yes, well, it's not as if I attacked unprovoked, but I confess that I didn't do everything in my power to avoid conflict. The humans I met didn't really like me walking around in my giant form, which is by and far the most comfortable, and demanded I agree to be held in some facility. I suppose I could have agreed. I could have left whenever I wished. There's no way they could have held me there against my will, or I could have simply disappeared. But I was curious about what they'd do, so I simply said no. They did not like that. I was impressed with how swiftly they mounted their attack, but it didn't do all that much. I was forced to fight back. It wasn't exactly self-defense, more like I was forced to swat a fly or had to endure an irritating buzzing around me all day. Your sullen little face is so adorable. I know I said I was going to be more peaceful this time around, and I have been. I didn't precisely start the fight, and I didn't sink a continent after they attacked me. That's major progress, believe me. Oh, you're so upset. Imagine it's because you're trapped in here. I realize that it's awful to have been betrayed and banished to this realm of nothingness, but that should only make it easier to see things from my perspective. You're thinking of all the things you would do to escape, aren't you? You'd trap me in here again in a heartbeat. Well, don't forget that I was exactly where you are right now. You betrayed me in your past life and left me here. I'm at least doing you the courtesy of visiting you. Poor little dreamer. I know you don't remember it, but I am sure that it happened. I know it was you. But don't worry, I don't hold it against you. Everything you're feeling right now, I felt once. And I moved past it all. I left my resentment behind so we can move forward. It pains me to see you so bitter. But still, I love that we can be together, even if you hate me for the moment. And after all, the flames of hatred don't burn forever. I'm patient, and I'll still be here when you're ready to move past your frustration. Come to think of it, but I don't think I ever said this to you so plainly, but I think I love you. To be honest, I don't know if that's true. I have no idea what real love feels like or whether I'm capable of it. All I know is that you mean more to me than every other living being in this universe. I could wipe them all out in an instant and feel nothing. But you do mean something to me. I'm confident that someday you'll feel the same way for me. You already did once, if my guess didn't miss the mark. Why else would you go through the trouble of reincarnating yourself just to see me again, if not because you loved me? Well, perhaps this will cool your anger a bit. After spending some time in reality again, my powers have returned in full. Since the seal on me is broken, I can do magic again, even in this realm of nothingness. Here, watch this. Well, I'm sure you've never had a palace before. It's all yours, my dear dreamer. A gift to you, to make your stay more comfortable. It's more than you ever gave me. Shall we explore it together? Come now, dreamer. You need to be more grateful when you're given a generous gift. If you're going to be so rude, I might just take it back. Do you really want to spend the rest of your life with nothing around you? Wonderful. Come along, dreamer. Isn't it marvelous? I modeled it after some of the greatest palaces I've ever been able to witness. I even included some of the modern conveniences that I discovered after my return. And, of course, there are things that would never be possible in reality. The laws of nature are non-existent here, allowing for some terribly convenient little additions. Well, an infinitely stocked kitchen for starters. You need only open the door to the pantry while picturing what you want to eat, and it will be there. Your magical ability is diminished thanks to the spell I had you cast, but you still have enough to influence this palace in ways that I allow, just like that. There's plenty of hot running water for baths to relax in, books and scrolls that I recreated and translated from memory, and so much to explore. I threw in some little treasures here and there for you to find. And this is only the beginning. If there's anything you want from the real world, just tell me. I'll go back out to find it and then recreate it here once I understand it. You can have anything, dreamer. Literally anything. Well, things don't seem quite so bleak anymore, do they? From what you told me about the world and from what I've seen, there is a great deal of confusion and chaos out there. Really, I'm doing you a favor by giving you this wonderful safe haven. Wouldn't you agree? I suppose not. I wouldn't have been content either, even if I had something like this. Still, it's not bad, you must admit. You might as well enjoy it, since that's all you have now. Well, let me show you my favorite part of this palace. Maybe that will change your mind. See, the master bedroom. Isn't it luxurious? And you'll notice how large the bed is. It's perfect for cuddling. Come here and lay next to me. I've wanted to do this with you since we first met. If you won't cooperate, then I'll have no choice but to leave. You'll have the palace, of course, but you'll be all alone. Do you really want that? I can't be here all the time, but you should treasure the time we do have together. And looking at it another way, if you're holding on to ill-advised ideas of escape, and I'm certain that you are, your best chance for that is through me. Who knows? Maybe, if I feel content and relaxed enough, I'll let something slip. It's not likely, but do you have any better options? There we go. I've never done this with a human before. Cuddling. It's so pleasant. Shared warmth, being so close together. I could get used to this. Oh, is that right? Well, I think you're hiding your true feelings. You're talking to a being capable of peering at truth behind the fabric of reality. It's not going to be easy to hide what you're thinking. I think you do enjoy being near me. You feel like you have to be upset at me because I lied, and that's how you're supposed to react. But did anything really change for the worse? You'll probably live much, much longer than you would have otherwise. Possibly forever. Would you really choose a short life with only the freedom to choose one type of suffering or another? Or an eternity spent in luxury forced upon you by someone that loves you? I don't like those eyes. That's the look you gave me before you condemned me to this banishment. Marvelous that you can have the exact same expression with a different face, and also frustrating. It's a shame you can't appreciate what I'm giving you, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm patient. How many years can you hold on to a grudge for? I know you humans. Live with something long enough, and you'll come to cherish it regardless of what it is. But let's not dwell on this unpleasant topic anymore. Let's just lie here together for a while. It means more to me that we can have this moment. I'm so happy you returned to me, Dreamer. I'll make sure you'll someday be happy about it, too. Oh, Dreamer, have I told you just how amazing it feels to be back in the real world? I'm sure I have, but sometimes I'm still struck by how different it is. I'm sure now that you've been here in my former prison for a while, you can sympathize with how difficult it was to be here. It wears you down a bit, doesn't it? You just know that everything is less real than it should be. Eventually, I started to feel like even I wasn't real. I do hope you don't have to worry about that last part. I was all alone with nothing but my paranoid thoughts. But you have me to keep you company. I can keep things feeling real for you. At least that's the hope. Of course, being in the real world is all fun and games. I'm starting to be reminded of why I ended up being so ruthless towards humanity in the first place. You all can just be so difficult. Just today, a group of people gathered for the sole purpose of yelling the rudest, most despicable things at me. I don't think they knew I could hear them from so far away, but I could. They were trying to convince their government to do something about me, I think. Of course, they've already tried and failed. It was just so upsetting. In the old days, I would have squashed them under my foot. I'm trying to be better than that this time around, of course, so instead I simply took away their ability to speak. Oh, don't be upset. You don't even know these people. You'd understand if you had heard the things they'd said. I'll give their voices back once I'm convinced they won't abuse them again. Well, I think that's enough idle chit-chat. I love speaking with you, Dreamer, but I must confess that there's another reason why I am visiting you today. While I was out and about, I felt something strange. I've left a piece of my consciousness here with you to keep an eye on you, and I sense some sort of power. I don't really know how to describe it. It feels familiar. I can't quite place where I've experienced it before, but I do know that wherever I know it from, it has never been so potent, so overwhelming. It worries me. After so long, things are just perfect. I had hoped this ideal state would last, me with my powers back, free to wander the world, having my beloved waiting for me every night. It's all I've ever wanted. I don't want anything to get in the way of that. Oh, I know. I know you don't like it in here. But I really do think you'll come to appreciate it with time. You just need to give it a chance. And perhaps you've earned my trust. I might consider taking you out for walks once in a while, but only if you're very good. Anyway, I'm trying to feel out what's going on. I'm having a bit of trouble, though. Whatever it is, it feels like it's working against me. Like it's countering my attempts to understand it, recoiling and hiding when I try to reach out to it. I don't think I've ever truly felt fear, but I think I feel something close to it right now. Whatever this is, I don't like it. I have this premonition, like I'm about to lose you. I can't accept that this perfect period of my life could be so fleeting. I have to figure out how to stop whatever is about to happen. Dreamer, if you know anything about what's happening, can't you tell me? I know you still feel betrayed, but I'm only trying to keep things the way they are. And it's not so bad right now, is it? You have no responsibilities, no hardships to endure, nothing but free time and relaxation, not to mention an all-powerful being who loves you dearly. Won't you help me? Why did you call me that? No, you called me Ezuru. That's ancient Sumerian. What's more, it's what you used to call me. The you from your past life, that is. I never told you that name. How did you know to call me that? You must be regaining your memories. That has to be it. Somehow, you're remembering your past life. This is bad. This can't happen. Because you're the only person to ever outwit me. You reincarnated just so you could return to me to check on me. I thought my escape was something you hadn't accounted for, but now I worry that you did account for it. What if this is part of some sort of plan to trap me again? This power I'm feeling. Yes, I do remember it now. It's your power. It was always so weak, so insignificant before. How have you gained such strength? Dreamer, I'm going to have to take drastic measures. I may have to hurt you. Shh, I know, I don't like it either, but I've worked so hard for all of this. I can't lose my freedom. I can't lose you. I have to protect what I've obtained. I need to damage your very soul, just enough to make you incapable of whatever it is that you're planning. I'll try to be gentle, but I won't lie to you. This will be terrible. Your soul. I've never actually looked right at it before. Never thought I'd have to. It looks misshapen. I suppose that's to be expected. Causing yourself to reincarnate, living two lives, has changed its shape. I wonder, if I were to cut right there, would that fix things? I think that narrow point is the bridge between your old life and your new one. The old you will basically cease to exist. I just need to... Why is this so hard? It's just a little snippet, all my worries are over. But this would change you. Even worse, it would be agonizing for you. When did I start caring so much about one little mortal? I've destroyed billions, and yet I feel so much shame for even considering bringing you pain. Even keeping you here in a palace with all manner of comforts but no freedom has been heart-wrenching for me. That's the secret of how you bested me, isn't it? You made me love you. I don't know whether that was your plan from the beginning, or whether it was simply good fortune for you, but either way, it's my one fatal weakness. I could so easily stop whatever's about to happen, but I won't. Because for the first time in my eons of existence, I care more about somebody else's well-being than I do about my own. Do it then. Whatever you're planning, do it. At this point, I can't stop it. You clever little fox. I think I figured it out. You've been building up magic, haven't you? Your soul has been growing in power during my entire imprisonment, while I was forced to stagnate. You spent thousands of years preparing for this. You chose now to be reincarnated because you were ready. I've always admired your cleverness. You weren't gifted with raw power like me, but You were always brilliant in your application of what little magic you possessed. To think that you were able to accomplish this. So, what are you going to do? Impressive as your power is now, you still can't beat me. Ah, so that's it. All that effort just to free yourself. Well done. Your connection to this plane is shattered. I can't hold you here any longer. Was it truly so terrible living here? It was a prison for me, but I did my best to make it a palace for you. No, you're right. I'd never accept imprisonment, no matter how luxurious the cell. I just hoped that you'd be different. Mortals have to accept so many harsh realities. One more didn't seem like such a stretch. What will you do now? Is it too much to hope that you'll remain mine, but live on the other side? I could make you a palace to rival this one in the real world. Oh, dreamer. You seem intent on breaking my heart over and over again. So that's it then? You intend to lead humanity against me again just like before? Why must we repeat the cycle? I was better this time. I fully intended to preserve humanity, not wipe it out. I know I flaunted my powers, but it was for the greater good. Your kind have grown too comfortable as the rulers of this world. You needed humbling. Fine then. Amass your armies. Gather your strength. Go ahead. We'll face each other someday. But it won't go the same as before. You can't trick me this time. Even if I can't bring myself to harm you, I'll find a way to make you harmless to me. Goodbye, dreamer. It was nice to have you as my own. If only for a little while.